Hey, it's Denise. Today we are reading chapters 14, 15, and 16 of Out of the Shadows, a Solangelo fanfiction. I have been getting requests by a specific user who really enjoys my content, and I love them so very much because they are so very nice, or at least from what I've seen, they're so very nice. And I am going to try to post as much as I can for now because I have a lot of free time. I'm going to post every day, but next week, starting Monday, I might not be able to do that anymore. But I will try to post as much as possible. So let's get on with the video. Chapter 14, Technical Difficulties. The day after everyone that decided to go home left. The day after everyone that decided to go home left, there were only about 20 campers left, and 4 campers from the Apollo cabin: Will, Austin Lake, Kayla Knowles, and Brooke Moore. The Apollo cabin was pretty empty without everyone else. Will sat on his bed and thought about what Llewellyn told him. Make sure to let us know when you finally get with Nico. We'll want to know all the details. Will shook his head. Those two could be so annoying sometimes. Then he ran after her as she was walking up the hill. Oh my god, I have to do the howdy partner thing. I'm sorry. Wait! Oh wait, I don't! Let's go. Wait! Wait! He called. I guess if I manage to start dating him, I'll tell you, but how do I even ask him out? I've never been in a relationship before. What am I supposed to do? Cecile Cecile just shrugged and smirked. That seemed to be his way of things. I don't know, Will. I've never been in a relationship before either. Will laughed. You sure are a help, Cecile. Bye, Lou. His talk with the two just left him more confused than ever. He really liked Nico, but what if he admitted it made him stop? What if he admitted it? What if him admitting it made him stop hanging out with Will? If it was a choice being his friend, but not his boyfriend, versus nothing at all, he would gladly take the first option. But what did he even have to offer? He was only okay with a bow, and only musical talents consisted of guitar and whistling and couplet cursing. And yeah, he was good at healing and calming people down, but doctor skills aren't useful on the battlefield. What was all that compared to Nico's skills? He could go on and on about Nico's abilities. Brooke walked into the cabin and plopped herself onto Will's bed. What's wrong, big brother? Oh, you know. Oh my god. Howdy, partner. Oh, the usual. Moping over my lack of talents and thinking about how I'm nothing compared to Nico and who would actually want to date a loser like me. Will, Nico's literally a son of the big three. Of course he's more talented than you. And for what it's worth, I'd rather have your talents than just being able to be really good at archery and singing good. Will smiled weakly. Thanks, Brooke. You're always really helpful. Of course I am. Anyways, how many people have you told about your crush on Nico? Just you, Daisy, Kayla, Austin, Llewellyn, and Cecily. And my mom. And my mom doesn't know I have a crush on anybody, but I did come out to her on a visit when I was 12. Brooke laughed. You just, you have a loud mouth, don't you? I guess I do, huh? Brooke was about to say something when Nico came to the door. What's up, Nico? Will asked him. Nico looked like had just been running. Herman needs to see you. He needs to see all of the cabin counselors, or the ones that are honorary counselors, while the other one is away for the school year immediately. What? Why? I don't know. He just told me to come get you and the other counselors. Brooke looked at Will. Go. Finally, after everyone was rounded up in the rec room and big house, Chiron came inside, wheeled chair for him. In in all, there was Sherman Yang, uh, sorry, from the Aries cabin, Miranda Gardiner from the Demeter cabin, Connor Stoll from Hermes, Palomontes from Heb, Cheria Benevitti from Tish, Damian White from Nemesis, Malcolm Pace from Athena, Nisa Bar Nisa Barara from Hephaestus, Holly and Laura Victor from Nike, Drew Tanica from Aphrodite, Nico from Hades, and more. I'm sorry, I butchered a lot of those names. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming as soon as you could. I have bad news for everyone. Some of the counselors started whispering to each other. Quiet, please. As you all know, demigods are supposed to stay away from technology. It causes monster attacks. Well, even though we rarely use phones and computers and such, it seems whenever a demigod tries to use one, it breaks. Which isn't too strange, but also iris messages are no longer going through. Even emails don't work. Satyrs aren't coming back or contacting us. We are no longer even in contact with Camp Jupiter. The worst of all, prophecies are no longer being spoken, and we have lost all contact with the god Apollo. We do not know what happened to him after he Hopefully we'll know more when Rachel comes to visit us at Christmas break. There were collective gasps and everyone turned to stare at Will.
Oh, come on! It hasn't even been a month since we defeated Gaia!
Someone yelled. All right. All right. Everyone, calm down, Will said. Even Nico looked panicked. Well, what are we supposed to do? What does this mean? Miranda asked. Good question. That I sadly cannot answer, Chiron replied. All I can do at this time is wait for a sign. With no prophecies, we can't send out a quest. So we Meeting adjourned. Nico was the first one out the door. Will had to run to keep up with him. Attabarn. Nico, what's wrong? Nico, what's wrong? Oh, jeez. Had a partner. Nico, what's wrong? Nico kept walking. Will grabbed his arm and turned him around to face Will. He was surprised to see fear in his eyes. Nico? I I'm just worried about my sister, Hazel. I haven't seen her since the day the Romans left. I hope she's all right. And Frank too. I'm sure they're fine. If we're having technical issues, they probably are too. I wouldn't worry too much. You're right. I'm sure she's fine. Nico began to walk away, but Will stopped him. Oh, I almost forgot. Before Papa left, I asked if she could do you a favor. Nico raised an eyebrow. She got two of the Aphrodite campers to make a plan to change the decorations in your cabin since I know you don't like it. Drew wasn't included, by the way. Should be ready. Drew wasn't included, by the way. They should be ready to work to decorate your cabin by tomorrow. Nico's jaw was slightly ajar. Wow, thanks, Will. He grinned. No problem. Ah, there's Mitchell. There's Mitchell now. He'll probably show you the blueprints if uh, if you like them. See if you like them. Before Nico could say anything else, Will ran off back to his cabin so he could squeal over the adorable face Nico had made when he heard the news. Uh-oh. Okay. I accidentally clicked out of the app, which is why I said uh-oh. So, on to chapter 15. But actually, before I start this, if there at the beginning of this video during chapter 14, there might have been some pauses during some of my sentences and during some of the wording that were like for a longer period of time than they normally are. That is just because there was sound or something happened, so I had to stop recording and then start up again. So if you were wondering, that's what happened. Anyway, I'm going to stop interrupting. On to chapter 15. Renovations. It was September 1st, and in other words, the day Nico's cabin would be renovated. He watched the two Aphrodite children named Mitchell and Chiara go to work. He watched as the two Aphrodite children, one named Mitchell, the other Chiara, got to work. Will walked over to him. How's it going so far? They just started. When will they be done? Well, it would have been a lot faster if there were more Aphrodite campers here. It will take a few days. So you'll be bunking with the Hermes kids, huh? Will laughed. Hades, no. He tilted his head in confusion. Then where will you sleep? In a room in the big house. I already talked to Chiron about it. That's cool. That's cool. Those rooms are pretty nice. You've been in some? Yep. I've had to I've had to go get material out of some, and I've also tended to patients in their bedrooms. Remember Quentin? There was one day where he was at camp. He wasn't feeling good. I mean, thinking back on it, I don't know how I don't know how he was able to get sick. But anyways, I helped him out and when he was in his room. Huh? So I was wondering if your cabin gets fully renovated if I can have a tour. And why would you want a tour? Will shrugged. Because it sounds fun. You're such a child. So, how does it sound? Fine. I'll give you a stupid tour. Great. Now, let's go do our afternoon activities. A week later, a week later, when Nico came down to the breakfast table, the Aphrodite kids came up to him. All done, Kiara clapped. Will caught Nico's eye. Nico sighed, then nodded. Soon Nico, Kiara, and Mitchell were at the entrance of the Hades cabin. All right, everyone, Kiara announced. Now, presenting to you the new and improved Hades cabin. She opened the door, and Will and Nico's jaws dropped. The floor was made out of black marble, and the walls were dark gray. Because there were currently only two children of the underworld, there were only two beds on one wall. They were twin they were twin canopies with black drapes spilling from the top to part way down the side. Nico's bedspread was black, while Hazel's was purple. There were two black nightstands in between their beds that had purple lamps. On the other wall was a table and chairs. There were some real gems placed in different areas, like on the table or on shelves for decoration. There was also a bookshelf pushed in the corner. Finally, there was a small bathroom with a shower, toilet, and sink in a corner of the room. Nico turned to the two campers. How did you How did we finish so fast? We're children of Aphrodite, of course. I mean, the furniture was stolen by the Hades cabin, and the Athena cabin helps with the architecture and plumbing, but that's it, Kara said. Thanks so much. You were a really big help. I like it, Nico said, putting his hand out. Mitchell shook it, but Kiara gave him a quick hug instead. Nico's face was a mix of shock, confusion, and honor. And horror, not honor, sorry. Will couldn't help but burst out laughing. What was that for? He asked, pulling away. I love giving hugs. Plus, it looked like you needed one. Why did everyone keep hugging him in the past months? He had more hugs than the amount of hugs he had combined in 3 years. It made him uncomfortable. Hold on, I have to fix my headphone. I'm gonna put my thing on mute. Make sure. Okay, we're good, we're good! Yay! Well, we're glad you like it, Nico, Mitchell said. Kiara and Mitchell were already almost out the door. See you later. Once they were gone, Nico turned to Will. Enjoy the tour? Will grinned. Absolutely. The son of Hades scoffed. You are so immature. Chapter 16. Fading. It was September 14th when Nico died. It was an average day at Camp Half-Blood. The sun was out, the last bit of warmth before the cold months came. Nico and Will were still doing camp activities together. Everything was peaceful. Okay, guys, we're going to climb the climbing wall now, Will announced to Kayla, Austin, Brooke, and Nico. Austin groaned. Ugh, but I'm still tired from the last time we climbed. I know the climbing wall sucks and I don't like it either, but we have to do it today, Will told him. All right, but all right. All right, Brooke goes up first, followed by Austin, then Kayla, then Nico, and I'll take up the rear. Nico and the others nodded. Nico remembered when he first arrived at camp and saw the lava wall. He was so excited at seeing all of the dangers and cool things at camp. He had jumped up and down and asked Percy if it was real lava. Brooke began to climb. She made it 6 feet up before she drip had to dodge an incoming drip of lava headed her way. Watch out! Watch out, Brooke! called Kayla called as Brooke dodged. In 20 minutes, the three Apollo kids plus Nico were on their way up the lava wall. And Nico turned around and looked at Will, who was many feet beneath him. It's okay to come up now, he yelled. Will stuck his thumb up and began climbing. After a couple close calls with the lava and almost losing his grip a whole bunch, he had almost made it to the top. But then he heard shouting coming from below him. He looked down just in time to see Will's fingers starting to slip off the edge he was holding. Like Percy had let go of the edge he was holding onto before him and Annabeth fell into Tartarus. It was very likely the two of them would have died from the fall alone, but with Will, he knew the fall would be fatal. If he didn't do something. Now. He couldn't lose him, so Nico made a choice. Just as Will's fingers slid off the ledge, he shadow traveled. He was lucky enough to be in a shadowed place of the lava wall. As he reappeared, it was right next to Will, and they were plummeting fast. Nico grabbed onto him. And Shadow traveled again, landing on the ground. Nico! Will yelled as he pulled out of his grip. He didn't see why Will was making such a big deal. Then he noticed that his fingerprints were gone. His fingertips were gone. Will tried to grab him, but his fingers went right through his arm. He tried again, getting a grip on him. Nico, stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Will's eyes were full of tears. You're so stupid, D'Angelo. I see no underworldly magic. You would have died, Nico gasped. But you would have died, Nico gasped. Sorry, I had to fix that one. Then, then you should let me die, Will cried. At this point, campers were forming a group around them with concerned faces. The shadows were crawling up his hands. Will's, Will's concerned face was getting blurry, and he could barely understand what he was saying. The shadows were going up his wrist. Then he blacked out. When Nico opened his eyes again, he saw a river. Charon was there. Charon? Charon. I must say Charon. I don't know how to pronounce it. Ah, young Nico. How unfortunate. Do you have any coins? Just before Nico opened his mouth, his father appeared. Hello, father. My son, Hades said. Do you know where you are? Nico nodded. I'm in between life and death. Good. I told you that your trip around the world transporting the Athena Parthenos was most likely going to kill you, though it didn't happen then. Your powers were still the death of you. I have already prepared your room. Are you ready? Actually, no. I don't think I want to die. Hades raised an eyebrow. Really? You've been ready to die since you were 10. Since Bianca died. What changed? There's there's somebody. Hades' confusion turned into a smile. Oh, I'm not ready to die yet, father. As he said that, he could hear a voice coming from afar. Nico, I can't lose you. I can't. His father smirked and then disappeared. The river disappeared, and he was faced with a blinding light. When he opened his eyes again, he was back on the field where he had shadow traveled himself and Will. His body was no longer fading. The shadows were completely gone. When Will noticed that his eyes were open, his expression turned from grief-stricken to overjoyed. All the other campers, including Chiron, were watching, shocked. Will hugged him tighter, and that was the last thing he remembered seeing before he passed out. Another cliffhanger. I know you love me so very much. That we started on technical difficulties, which was chapter 14, and we were ending on chapter 16, fading. I decided to do this tonight, and if I can, I'm going to do this tomorrow night if I do post tomorrow night, or if I do record tomorrow night. But tonight I'm going to record 2 videos, and if possible, I'm going to try to record 3. It is not 100% that I will record 2, and it's also not 100% that I will record 3. But I'm going to. Sorry, my phone turned off. But as I was saying, I'm going to try and record extra videos every night. So hopefully I can get them edited and post them throughout the week. So I don't have to keep recording every night and editing every night and being worried I'm not going to post it in time, or being worried I'm not going to be able to post every day like I want to. So we're going to try to do that. If that doesn't work, then you're just going to have unscheduled uploads. And I'm so very sorry about that. But it's okay. We pushed through. Okay. Anyways, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever time it might be for you. And remember, I love you all so very, very much.